Welcome to Metaphysical Hippie Chicks 2.0. I'm Susanna Masseri, psychic medium and author of Living Beyond Death. My co-hosts are psychic medium Annalisa Bastiani and ET experiencer Terry Scalia. We focus on grounded, honest conversations about consciousness, mediumship, channeling, ETs, psychology, and modern spiritual culture. Thank you for joining us. Today, our special guest is Violet Civic, hypnotist and intuitive practitioner who works with advanced aura imaging technology to help clients see and understand their energetic patterns. Through hypnosis analysis, she guides people into deep, restorative states where subconscious blocks can be released, clarity emerges, and the energy field is gently realigned to support healing, confidence, and spiritual growth. Welcome, Violet.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So glad to have you, finally. So let's start off with the aura machine and how that works.
Okay. The aura machine was developed, about maybe 30 or 40 years ago. I first encountered it when I went to Stona, and thereafter got my aura read every year when I took my annual trip to Sedona, beautiful place. And I said, I'm going to own one of these days. And I bought one. And what it does is in your body, you have meridians, which are energy flow lines. They all end up at the end of your fingers and at the end of your toes and give out certain pulses of energy. The aura machine has a plate that's the shape of your hands. It has little sensors running down each finger and on your palms, and you place your hand on that sensor. Sensors connected to a computer. And when they developed this, they had a panel of psychics saying, what colors do you see? And person. And with the kind of electromagnetic impulses that the sensor was picking up, they said, okay, this level of sensing is red to psychics, and this level is orange, and this level is yellow. And he programmed the computer accordingly to pick up those kinds of senses. And then when he interviewed the psychics, he says, tell me about what this color means for this aura, and so forth and so on. And then he did the same thing with the chakras. The chakras are, well, a chakra in Sanskrit only means vortex or spinning wheel. That's all it means. It's a power center. These power centers are correspond to your major glands, like your thyroid, your adrenal glands, your pancreas, and so forth. And there's 7 of them, major centers in the human body. He also did this with asking psychics, what do you see in this person on all 7 of the centers? And it's amazing because you can actually monitor them in real time. It gives a representative on the screen, show a little cartoon picture of what your aura looks like, what your chakras look like, if they're growing or shrinking, and so forth. And with this, he developed a whole 34-page report. Since then, my aura machine has gone to the big aura machines in sky heaven. So I'm researching now because he has sold out his company to an Indian company in East India. I don't want to deal with foreign merchants because of repair issues and so forth. Mm-hmm. So there's about 4 in the United States right now that are also producing a more updated version of the aura machine. So I'm currently researching that. But that's how that works. I've had Susan hooked up to my machine. She did a little mini reading. And as she did, her auras were changing color. Her chakras were going in and out. It's just fascinating to watch this in real time and see what happens. Are there any other questions, the curiosity that you would like to shoot at me? Yeah, that was a kind of general.
Is it different than, is it Kirlian photography? Kirlian.
Kirlian shows an energy. It doesn't give you color changes.
Mm-hmm, right.
It doesn't show the chakras, but it just shows you that we're all made out of energy, and that energy doesn't stop just because you've lost a limb or things like that. If they cut a leaf with Kirlian photography and they pull part of the leaf off, you'll still see the outline of where the cutout part was, because that energy is still part of that living life force in the leaf.
That's why people feel a phantom limb when they lose a limb.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Some people feel it for years afterwards.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. I'm also a Reiki master. I tried a little bit of everything. I did a show for one of the local centers for spiritual living where we had a Reiki session and we monitored the before and after of healing for Reiki. And basically, your aura is always your aura. It doesn't change. If you're like, I'm a teacher healer, so my aura is a deep blue. People who are in the medical profession, their auras are usually a bright spring green for me. People who are psychologists, their auras are turquoise, that type of thing. I can see auras. It takes a lot of work. And usually the only time I try to see auras through my eyes is when I'm watching somebody speak, like in a presentation, because that's the only time I can stare at somebody long enough and not them not going, why is that woman staring at me? And I can see them then. The neatest thing I've ever seen was I was watching a speaker in one of the Hay House presentations, and I watched her and I watched her and I could see her aura, but she had a little plant next to her as a decoration, just a tiny little thing like this. And every time she leaned forward to talk, the aura of the plant would lean towards her. And every time she sat back, the aura of the plant would snap into its right position. So I went up to her. I asked her, I says, after the presentation, I says, is that plant alive? Just to see if I was seeing things. And she says, yeah, that's a live plant. And I says, well, it was following you all around the stage. But the machine does that for you. It helps you see on the screen what the psychics see when they look at you. The chakras are amazing, amazing things. I remember when I first got the machine, loved to play with it, and I would test myself every day. And every day, my throat chakra was out to here. Well, I tend to say exactly what's on my mind, and I run off at the mouth sometimes. And it was stuck in the open position. Your chakra should be anywhere from 45% to 70% open at all times to be healthy and flexible. Well, mine was out to here at 100% plus, and so I go, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is this is really telling me something. This is telling me something about myself. So in my meditations, rather than do my regular meditation, I got out my japa beads, which are Hindu prayer beads, and there's 108 beads on them. And it takes me about half an hour to get through all 108 beads. So each time I pulled a bead, I would say, I am impeccable with my speech. And I did that for a week. I got back on the machine, and lo and behold, my throat chakra was in that sweet spot of 45 to 70%.
Nice.
So it's a wonderful tool. It really is. I don't know if I did this with you or not, Susan, but when I had my machine, I would allow people, I have a collection of about 60 different crystal stones, and I will have them pick 5, and then I'll pick 5. And I have them hold the stone in my hands to see how their auras and their chakras react. And sometimes they'll pick up a stone and the whole screen just blows up with, it's just a light show of everything going on. And when I did our Reiki healing session of the spiritual living, as I was starting to tell you about, we did a before and a after, and the chakras all lined up after the healing. Wow. So it's really important to have these balanced. People tend to shrink or hunker down and close off when they're frightened, and you can see their chakra is like this big. You know, it's not even at 10% open. It's a way of shutting out the world, and it's not healthy. You know, I mean, you've been under stress. I mean, everything hurts when you're under stress, and these chakra will tell you which area of your life are in distress. The root chakra would be your security. The second chakra would be community. Your third chakra would be self-worth. Your fifth chakra is your heart chakra. That would be the ability to love and receive love. It's as important to receive love graciously as it is to give love. Your throat chakra is your ability to communicate, not just speaking, but also hearing. Not hearing what you're hearing in your definitions of words, but to hear in what the speaker is trying to say. The speaker's definitions might not be the same as yours. So it's very important that your throat chakra be open to both receiving, communicating, and understanding what the intent was of the speaker, not what the words say. Your sixth chakra is your third eye, and this is your ability to be clairvoyant. You can see things, you have deep perception into situations that aren't necessarily verbalized. And your seventh chakra is the divine chakra, which connects you to the all that is, whatever you want to call God. And some people say there's an eighth chakra, which would be the portal to transcending. The eighth chakra is what you use to do astral protection.
I remember you did have me hold those 5 stones.
Uh-huh.
And I remember that there was one that I responded to a lot differently than the rest, but I don't remember what it was. Wait till you get another machine.
Okay, it's a deal.
Does this have to be done in person?
Yeah, when you're doing the aura machine, yes, it does. And if you look around, usually if you have several spiritual centers, there will be somebody that knows somebody if they don't have one on the premises. They're quite expensive. The one I bought was $7,000 10, 15 years ago.
It's a good chunk.
They've come down in price a little bit. Good one's still going to cost you about $4,000.
Wow.
Wow. This is really fascinating. I never got to do your machine, Violet, when I was living there, but I did go to, what is that little town that is on the way to Orlando?
Oh,
Casadega?
Casadega. Thank you. Yeah. So I did go to Casadega once and did the aura thing where you put your hand on the little metal thing and you hold in the whatever. And it was really fascinating. They just took a picture. Basically, it was just a picture. I mean, gosh, it was just like purples. Oh my God, it was just beautiful.
I'm so jealous.
So I'm sorry.
I'm so jealous.
Oh,
Purple.
well, you got purple around you right now. So
Manufactured, yeah.
yeah.
But Terry, purple is like the only thing higher than purple is white when you're having your aura done. And rarely will you see white. If you were Jesus Christ, you would have a white aura. That's how high that is. So to be just one step under that, really need to develop your psychic skills.
no, duh.
Wah, wah.
I know.
We're waiting.
I know. I know. That was a little, an extra little push forward. Thank you, Violet. So my question that I have, which I've always been interested in knowing is, say right after that happened, I went home and I got in a fight with somebody. So my aura is going to change, right? If I did it again, it would be different depending on your emotions. Is it based on your emotions?
It's yes and no. Your basic aura is always going to be purple. That is your resident color. Okay. But if you got into a fight, your aura would turn red temporarily. More than likely, more so your aura, but your root chakra, which is the survival chakra, would be 100% open. Because you're absolutely furious. Time heals all wounds, and it heals all angers too, most of the time. Let's hope anyway. And it would settle back down again. It can affect your whole body, but it depends on the rage that you have. Are you just angry or are you in rage?
Now, I remember when I did the machine with you that there were all different kinds of colors. So your aura is not just going to be one color, right?
Right. With the machine, it would tell you, you'll have like a color that outlines everything. Okay. And then inside, you'll have different colors on your left and your right and over your head. And then the chakras will, of course, be their own colors, depending on what information or emotions you're taking in. Emotions are your barometer. If you feel not right about something, it's telling you you're going in the wrong direction. When something is on your right side of your aura, a color is on your right side, it's what's coming into your life. When it's on the left side, it's what's going out of your life on the machine. You know, everybody's different. I mean, you and I, Susan, have discussed what we see with auras. Now, I'm just lucky if I watch people's hands, I can see what profession they're in or what profession they should be in. I one time saw a beautiful turquoise green, which I said is psychology, and I was in a dream interpretation class. Every time I looked at this guy, his hands were turquoise, and I says, "What do you do for a living?" He says, "I'm an accountant." I says, "You're in the wrong profession."
Wow.
I mean, it was just so glowing that, and he might be a backdoor psychologist. All his friends might come to him for advice, noble actions, but with those kinds of hands, he wasn't exercising his talents fully. You, on the other hand, I know that you said that you've seen people that were angry, and you've seen, red, and you've seen lightning bolts, or a being coming out and like snarling, like his dark self was coming out. I've heard you describe it in many ways. When I see somebody angry, I don't so much see them. I sense them. I mean, there's this feeling that I want to get away from this person really very badly. And they've said or done nothing. It's just...
It's almost worse when they hide it too.
Yeah.
Like if they're pretending they're not, it's almost worse.
Yeah. So my interpretation of it, the machine's interpretation of it, those are rules of thumb. It doesn't mean that just because you see turquoise green is going to mean to you, a psychologist, it might mean something else. You need to work with water or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's fascinating, and it can be very, very helpful in developing who you are and what you want to be.
I think it would be interesting if you get another machine. I think it would be really interesting to now. we know a chiropractor in St. Augustine
Mhm.
who is a kinesiologist, and that's what
Mhm.
his forte is
Mm-hmm.
kinesiology. I think it would be awesome to do a before and after
Would be. It
after
really would.
seeing
I would love
him.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
He is fantastic. Because I use in hypnosis, I use kinesiology. You can use kinesiologist by asking yes, no questions. If you take your fingers like this and
Mhm.
you think of something like puppies or kittens and try to pull them apart while holding them, they won't come apart. If you think of snakes and spiders and you try to pull them apart, they come right apart. So holding together is yes. And coming apart is no. That's kinesiology. A lot of people do it with a muscle test of the arm. If the arm stays straight and stiff when you ask a yes no question, that means a yes. If the arm drops a little bit, that means a no. Somebody has to be pressing on the arm while they're asking you the question. It's just a muscle testing thing. Your body doesn't lie. It never lies. And this is what this
Absolutely.
chiropractor does. He is just fascinating. He takes 2 hours and just goes through your whole body and asks you, is this good? Is this good? Is this good? Like, how are the adrenals? How is the thyroid? And are you allergic to this and that? And he muscle tests every time he asks these questions. And from there, he gives you an adjustment to correct the situation if he can, or he recommends herbs.
Yeah, I was amazed at his
Sue,
talent.
can you share his name for people who might live there?
I have to look it up. Hold on, just
We
a
call him
moment,
Dr.
right?
J because
Yeah, he's like me. He's Polish. His name is nearly impossible to pronounce. I just call him Dr. J.
and he's young and cute too. So
Oh, that helps.
that really helps.
Never have I been so motivated to move to Florida.
You are always welcome to come for a visit.
There you go. Yeah, time your visit to your appointment.
And he does. He'll take his time with you. He'll talk with you. It's only you for, I think I was there for maybe 2 hours or more.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Jacob Leskowak.
Do you want to spell it?
Liskowaik. He really is. He's a cutie. If I was only 40 years younger.
You don't have to be 40 years younger.
Just have to be rich.
Oh my gosh. I'm really fascinated how you can read someone's hands, see the aura of their hands.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you have gone to many retreats, I guess, for meditation.
Yes.
When you do that and you're meditating every day for days, does that really open you up where you can see more clearly?
Yes, it can, but you still have to exercise the muscle. If I practiced every day to see the aura,
Mm-hmm.
I would get better at it because there's sometimes I could see it readily. We have a local group here in Jacksonville, St. Augustine area that I had joined, and we all got together and we were going to walk for the world. So we decided to meet on the beach. And I was walking and just enjoying the meditation. I felt so relaxed. I love the beach. The beach opens me up like nobody's business. And I started to look at this person in front of me. And instead of just seeing her hands, her whole body was this bright spring green. So we finished our meditation and I found her because there was a group of 40 or 50 of us all doing this meditation while walking on the beach. And I says, "Are you in the medical profession?" She says, "Yes, I am. I'm a nurse." I says, "I'm so glad because if you weren't, you should be a doctor." And yeah, so I mean, that was very exciting. And that was because I was in the right state of mind to be open to being able to see her aura. And it was just so powerful that I could not see it. There was no intent to see it. It just covered her body. And I was so excited. If I could do this every day, this would be great, you know.
So when you talk about practicing every day, are you talking about practicing meditation to be able to see auras or doing a specific?
Besides meditation, I enjoy meditation. Opening of the pineal gland, and it's a 4 to 5 hour meditation. I've done that. It's tough, but I mean, if you just kind of hunker down and say, "Okay, this will end when it ends," and just don't worry about the time, and keep reminding yourself about that, you can make it through. Really, 20 minutes a day is fine. Most people don't get beyond 20 minutes a day. I kind of lose myself in it Meditation is interesting. There are three parts to meditation. There's the focusing on your whatever you're focused on, whether it's your breath or a mantra. There's losing your focus, and then there's bringing your focus back to the mantra or the breath or whatever it is. Losing focus is part of meditation. What you're doing is you're training yourself, you're training your brain so that when you get into your conscious state again and you go into real life, you have more control over your thoughts and you become more focused. So it bleeds into your ability to see things like auras or what clairvoyancy or clairaudiency. People have different talents of what they people are. What is it? Clairsentience is knowing, but there's a clair that's for smelling. I can't
We did that last week.
Yeah, we talked about those.
But you have to practice the actual art of it. Now, I would have to go and I would have to go out to the park or a restaurant or the library every day, someplace where I could sit quietly and look at other people to see their aura. And mentally you ask, when you want to see somebody's aura, you don't want to be invasive, you mentally ask them, may I see your aura? That's all you have to do is just think that. But it has to be done every day.
So meditating every day for at least 20 minutes.
Right. And then
there's no way I would last 5 hours.
Yeah.
There's
and
no
then,
way.
no,
I could if I was
you can't do that right away. Believe me.
Or if I was in a coma, maybe.
I think the best I've ever done is an hour.
There is nothing like the sensation of having 1,500 people in the room doing the same meditation as you are.
Yeah.
The energy is intoxicating. And about after a year, you go, okay, I need another recharge. I need another fix. And I just meet the most delightful people there. And it was that sense of peace and joy that, you get with the world's okay. In this space, in Reiki, they say, in this moment, I am peaceful. In this moment, I am calm. In this moment, I am joyful. And that's what it was. It was in this moment, everything was okay for that week that you're at the seminars. So meditation can be very beautiful. I know it's a struggle, but it's like training a wild stallion. Once you get that wild stallion trained, you really enjoy the ride. You really do.
I've always been more of a active meditator.
And that's fine. That's what the walking meditations are for. My sister likes to meditate while she's doing her gardening.
That's me. What about you, Annalisa and Terry?
Well, I'm sleeping. Sorry.
Oh.
There you go.
That's happened more than once to me.
Yeah. I start to snore and realize, oh, wow. That was really deep.
I get into like a meditative state when I paint.
Yes, exactly. Anything that absorbs you complete like that, you are in an altered state of consciousness.
Right.
The only difference between a hypnotist and somebody that's giving a guided meditation is that one has a certificate to be a hypnotist, the other one does not. It's the same altered state of consciousness.
Yeah. It's like when you're driving a car and you just, it's like you go to sleep and then you just go, oh my God, a whole hour's
How did I get here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so cool. So going back to the auras.
Okay.
If your auras need work, is there a method to like clean your auras, or is that meditation as well, maybe?
Yes. And what you can do is visualize the aura or the chakras. If you align your chakras, your aura is going to change. Your aura is going to be healthier and stronger because the chakras are, like I said, they're energy centers. They're vortexes of energy. So if you can get those aligned, your aura is going to improve.
Is that just a matter of visualizing them being aligned?
Yeah. Okay. And you don't even have to visualize. Like auras should have different colors going from red all the way to purple. The root chakra is red. The sacral chakra is orange. The solar plexus is yellow, the heart is green, the throat is blue, the third eye is indigo, and the crown chakra is purple. Now you can visualize those colors while concentrating on that area. Think about the space around your pelvis, and that would be your first chakra. Think about the space around your lower abdomen, and just think about that and concentrate it. Take, when you're meditating or concentrating with your eyes closed, we won't even call it meditation, just relaxing with your eyes closed. Think about your first chakra. Concentrate on it. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, relaxing breaths, and then go on to the next one. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, and that will align it, and it won't be all this foo-foo stuff. You're just thinking about the space, concentrating on different parts of your body. Where your attention goes, so goes your energy. So you will align those chakras properly. Yoga is another way to align your chakras. Going to our kinesiologist, chiropractor is another one. Massages are good. Walks in your nature are good. Anything that gets the body moving to get everything flowing, your energy patterns flowing.
Dancing.
And dancing, as long as it's pleasant dancing. And I don't think break dancing might not do it too well.
I'd break every bone in my body if I did break dancing.
But I could be wrong. Maybe it does. Maybe it does it for some people. I don't know. Not anybody in this group, I don't think.
No.
I'd like to quickly interject in case someone doesn't know that these 7 chakras are our main chakras, but we have hundreds of different energy points throughout the whole body.
Yeah, they estimate over 120 other like your joints. Each joint has a chakra, and that can include your fingers. Those are little energy centers. When we talk about the main ones, if your main chakras are in alignment and are healthy and functioning properly, everything else falls in line. It really does.
What about like would acupuncture help with that as well?
I would imagine it does. There's something out of alignment with acupuncture. The acupuncture follows those meridians I was talking about that they use to put your hand on the aura plate. So
cool. Okay.
I think reflexology would also benefit.
Yes.
I've had in my readings numerous times, it's been suggested that the person receive reflexology and have the feet massaged. There was one particular reading that this gentleman, and he was living in Thailand at the time, so it would be very easily for him to find a therapist, that his feet were very important because his feet was a huge energy point for him where he was able to energetically and subconsciously pick up some of the energetic lines in the earth, whether they're ley lines or meridians, the earth's meridians or whatever, but his feet were very, very sensitive to picking that up. And that was something that he needed to pay attention to and follow.
And that's a great point that you brought up. The earth is our Mother Earth. We are synchronized, they call it the Schumer effect, to the pulse of the earth. It's real important to walk barefoot if you can on the earth. Not on tar, not on rubber mats, but to be on grass or the sand at the beach, or even cement is made out of earth elements. You can walk on cement, but not on like tar, has too much oil in it. It's an insulator. They have earthing shoes now. I have, I bought great. It was expensive. It's a $200 earthing mat, but it goes on my bed and I sleep.
I have one of those.
What are they like?
What are they?
They're what you plug it, you each in modern houses, anything built after 1980, they have what they call the ground. You have the positive prong, the negative prong, and a third prong that you plug in. That third prong is the ground. Okay. And that is actually grounds the electricity. So that if there's a short circuit, it grounds it into the earth rather than starting a fire. These earthing mats have a copper wire that goes into that ground, and it connects to the mat. The mat is got silver threads all through it in a crisscross pattern. And you lay on it, and you don't want too much in between you. Maybe a sheet in between you and the mat, and that's it, or a light pair of pajamas, and you lay on it, and it's just the same as walking barefoot. And you sleep on that for 8 hours. You get a nice good night's sleep with it. I have a cat, and he's a crazy, and I got this. I had a cheap earthing mat that I knew it wasn't quality. So when this expensive one went on sale, I picked it up. I put it on my bed. My cat would not leave my bed for a whole week. He slept on the bed the whole time,
Cat
and he
knows.
just loved it. So the cat knew.
Yeah.
They're all about feelings. They're probably, animals are probably 100 more times more psychic than we are because they don't question it. And you couldn't get him off that bed.
Yeah. Abram has told me, and I think he's done this in a seminar also, cats specifically have sensors in their pads. which is why a lot of times they can find their way home, that they can travel a mile or two away from home and find their way back. And I saw a YouTube video about this guy who found a stray, and they were companions after that. And the guy was hiking all the time, and the cat went with him. And he would follow the cat because the cat knew the way back to their vehicle.
Wow.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
So let's talk about hypnosis.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. No one can hypnotize you if you do not want to be there.
Right.
But people mistake it for, well, I'm aware of everything she's saying. I'm not hypnotized. Well, you are. If you follow directions and you're completely relaxed in the conscious state, which is beta, you analyze everything people say. They call that the critical filter. It's just a fancy term that hypnotists use. The critical filter is up, and you're saying, is that true? Is she conning me? What's going on here? And this is normal. This is you being discerning in the waking state. When under hypnosis, you relax and you relax and you relax. And as you relax, that critical filter lowers. You become more trusting. If you don't trust your hypnotist, you're not going to go under. If you do trust your hypnotist, just passively listen. My forte in hypnotism is past life regressions. And sometimes people will go just to a younger age. They can tell you about things that they've forgotten about, or things that they thought were so insignificant they haven't thought of them in years. But the amazing thing with past life regressions is that you go, well, that's why I do that.
Yes.
And,
Exactly.
I get a lot of, it's like, why do I love water? I don't know. And you go under there and you find out that you've been, a sailor in several past lifetimes. And that's where your freedom is on the open ocean. So you have to be near some form of water, or you feel depleted. There's just amazing things that happen. I was doing one client, and she was having problems with a guy that she was really crazy about, but he wasn't giving her the time of day. So my technique was, and I found out later after, I never bothered with Dolores Cannon, probably one of the great pioneers in the world of hypnosis and past life regression. We were born about the same time, and we both developed our own techniques at the same time. And our techniques ended up being pretty much the same. I've just read her last year after she passed away. I read some of her books. It's like, oh my God, she does what I do. But I would regress people to 3 different past lives to find a commonality in what's going on in their life now. Now, when you go through a challenge in your life, you draw on your memories. Your subconscious also draws on its memories. Your subconscious knows everything, and it will draw on past lives that are similar. So when I do this, I could bring them to 3 past lives, and then I bring them up to the council, and this is their guides. And I says, you're in the council now. With your guides, can you tell me what these 3 lives have in common? Well, this one woman, like I said, she was having problems really being hung up on this guy that was not interested in her. And she got to the point where she was stalking him, not maliciously stalking him, but she kept driving by his house and those kinds of things, walking by his desk at work and things. So each life that she had made sense, except for the third one. The third one, she's talking about the future. So I actually progress somebody into a future life to get this little scenario that she needed to know about. And what we decided was all her lives that came up, she was living her life for somebody else. It wasn't what she wanted, it's what they wanted. It wasn't what she wanted to do or felt like doing, it's what would they like me to do? And I says, you can't do that. This is your life. And if they don't fit in it, they don't fit in it. You need to live your life for yourself. And this was her message. Whether she took that or not, I don't know. I never followed up on anybody. I figured, if they really wanted me to know, I tried to give them as much anonymity as possible. they would come back to me and say, yeah, you were right. I feel so much better. I've had that happen. People do that over the course of like 20 years. Oh, if it wasn't for you. But in hypnosis, it's a little bit different. They're a little bit shy. When they come to you, it's personal, and they don't follow up all that much.
Oh, I rarely get feedback from readings.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
You're not alone. How about you, Annalisa?
Yeah, and the only feedback I get is if a client comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the past life regression hypnosis, that fascinates me to no end. I've done it many times. And what you were talking about, Violet, which was trying to figure out why I was reacting to something that didn't make any sense to me. From the time my son was born, he's 28 now. Well, he's 29 now. From the time he was born, I had this fear that he was going to die. So I've talked to you about this before, and I was having nightmares about it. It was horrible. And then he got old enough to drive a car. Oh my God. Standing at the window and watching him drive off in my car by himself with his new license, I had a major panic attack. And for years and years and years, I don't do this much anymore, but I ended up doing a past life regression and discovered that I was his mother in a previous life, and he died in a car accident.
Oh, of course.
And I was so distraught over it, I took my own life. So that is what I brought into this life, and being afraid that child was going to die. Yeah, it made perfect sense to me. Perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy how those things work.
And did it release as soon as you came to that realization?
Not immediately. I still had some fear, but he's in the Navy now, and he's living in Virginia, and I don't have that fear anymore. He just went down to Jacksonville. He was there for a week just for a visit because he's getting ready to start another school. And his drive back, the whole time that he was driving, I was fine. I didn't freak out. I wasn't under any kind of anxiety at all with him driving. So I just have to trust that was just a carryover. It doesn't mean it's going to happen in this life. Yeah. So I'm okay with it now.
Yeah, that's a more realistic expectation is to understand why that feeling is there. Then poof, it's gone. Not to say that that doesn't happen. It hasn't happened to me and my clients, but there are people who automatically, they're healed. The situation, the emotion, the anxiety is healed completely. People, their eczema clears up after that or something like that. Some sort of spontaneous healing. But the understanding it's a relief. It's like, okay, it doesn't necessarily ever have to happen in this lifetime. So I can relax. And just that relief is wonderful. I know dark night of the soul type of thing. Sue's been through it with me. She's been wonderful sounding board in my readings for going through this dark night of the soul. And I actually took a 6-month class, but I've been working on this because of my childhood. My childhood was very traumatic, and it was just the continual chronic anxiety of living with an abusive alcoholic father. So when I turned 18, I was continually working on it. That was then. I'm an adult now. He can't hurt me anymore. I need to find my bearings, and worked on it, but it came to a head this last few years. It's like, I need to clear this out once and for all. So with the help of a lot of healers, Sue being one of them, I found my way and finally ended it off with a 6-month workshop of working on the darkest, or what could possibly be the darkest emotions people feel. And after that, it's like, what a relief. I don't have to do this anymore. I'm free. Can things still bad happen to me? Sure they can. That's part of life. If you don't have challenges, you never grow. But at least I know that I am not chained to reacting anymore. Now I can respond to the situation or the circumstance rather than react to it.
That's what healing's all about, is getting to that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've all been there. We know all about that, Violet. Sometimes I think that people who have lived through trauma make amazing mediums and psychics and people who do kind of our work.
It gives us perspective and compassion.
And I think it's necessary because you need to be the example. You need to say, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I dealt with it. If I can, you can too.
You're not alone.
Right.
If you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, have perfect size 6 and bright teeth, and just the whole room lights up when you walk in and it has its birth, what do you know about living? Yeah. Really.
Okay,
Everything's
is
been
that
handed to
bitch?
you.
hold on. So I gotta say this, and I know exactly what you're saying because I've always felt the same way. However, it's very possible that those people who have a perfect life, they did a lot of work in previous lives, and now they're relaxing
Yes.
and
Exactly.
they're experiencing the goodness in life, right?
Yeah.
Because they've experienced all that crap before. So I've already got my future life planned out. And I'm gonna be one of those
You're
people you just described.
I have
Your-
the
yeah,
vacation
your
life. I
vacation
would like
life,
that.
yeah.
I want the vacation life.
Yeah, when you come to the end of a cycle, you are absolutely entitled to having a life of luxury and peace and everything else, if that's what you want to do at the end of having a lot of difficult lives. And just in case somebody doesn't know, the trauma that we have been through on a daily basis during our childhood is called complex trauma. And or complex PTSD.
That's what I suffer from. Well, I don't suffer. That's a horrible word. I don't suffer, but yeah,
Experienced.
yes. So that's what I've been diagnosed with: complex PTSD.
And the work that I can't remember what you just called it, the work that you did for those 6 months
Dark
is
night of the soul.
is what
shadow,
people
shadow work. Excuse me.
Shadow work is
yeah.
what people understand as shadow work.
Yeah, no. The whole point of all of this is to realize that you deserve happiness. You deserve joy, but you got to go out and get it.
Oh yeah,
You know,
you got to
nobody's
work
going
for
to
it.
hand it to you.
That's right.
Yeah, you have to learn how to say no. I remember when I was going to Weight Watchers, everybody goes, well, you know, you really need to treat yourself good. And they encourage this. What have you done for yourself today? And this one woman goes up and, I don't get it. You're teaching everybody to be selfish. And I raised my hand. I says, this isn't selfishness. This is self-care. If you wouldn't do that to your best friend, why are you doing it to yourself?
Exactly.
Yep.
True,
Very
true.
good. Very
Now,
good.
do you work with the public with your hypnosis?
Not anymore. I do friends. If they want, I will charge you $1.
An energetic exchange.
Yes. There is always a money exchange for what I do because it has value. And again, with the subconscious message of you handing me that $1, you've shown me that it's worth something to you.
Can you do it remotely?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
If you were to do this publicly again, what is a fair price to charge? So just so people have an idea if they go looking for a hypnotist, what is fair?
With my method, I probably last an hour and a half. My voice gives out after a while. I get tired, and I'm sure the person in the chair gets tired, although I've never heard them complain. I'd say a reasonable length of time is an hour to 2 hours for a hypnosis session, and anywhere from $150 to $250 for the session.
Reasonable.
That would be expected. It's very taxing, and you realize that the therapist has to prepare before and after, and usually there's a couple of follow-up calls that the client might want to give, which they don't get reimbursed for. So $250 would be very fair for a treatment like that.
What do you say to a client that's afraid they're going to fall asleep and not experience what they think they should experience?
Well, what people are afraid of is not falling asleep. What they're afraid of is, what if something happens to you and, like, say I have a heart attack and drop dead in front of them or something like that,
Wow.
and they're under hypnosis. They're afraid they won't wake up.
They'll
And
stay
what
in there.
happens is, if that ever happened, I don't know if it ever has, but if it ever did, say I had to leave the room or something like that, after a while, the client would just fall into a natural sleep and then wake up naturally as well. For people that can't be hypnotized, I've had a couple that they were just such a nervous wreck. They didn't even give it 10 minutes of introduction and relaxation. There was noise outside. They were just jumpy, and I can't do this. It's your choice, but okay, if you don't feel comfortable, if you can't do that, that's fine. I won't charge you. If they don't get what they expect out of it, if you already, how do I put this? If you got everything you expected, there's no reason to go through the hypnosis.
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay,
the lesson in
because you already
expectation,
know
right?
it all. It's a know-it-all type of thing, and I can't help you.
It's a
You
control
have to
issue.
be open to it.
Yeah.
I have a question. I just thought about this. Do you have a relaxation hypnosis thing that you could write out and we could put it up on the website where people could record themselves and put themselves into a hypnotic state or a very deep, relaxed state?
Absolutely, I can do that. You can actually now with phones, they have most every phone. There's some app on there that's already pre-installed on your phone that you can do a recording on. I would suggest finding very relaxing music. I like to listen to singing bowls as a background when I'm doing self-hypnosis. We can do that. And if you don't feel like recording or listening to your own voice, there are a lot of hypnosis tapes for everything that you could think of: weight loss, cigarettes, just relaxation in general, hypnotism for abundance or for positive thinking. They're out there. They're out there on the web. If you go to a metaphysical shop, you usually see at least 2-3 dozen hypnosis CDs that are out there. But yeah, I can write something up for you.
That would be great. That would be great, because I think people listening to you and hearing you and understanding you, it would give comfort. And I think it would be a good idea if you feel like doing it.
Too.
Perfect. I'll have something for you.
Awesome.
Great.
You can put it on your website. You can download it.
I have to figure out how to do that. Do a download button. We're figuring everything out. We have on the website, we do have an exercise tab. And right now the RAS for prosperity and abundance is on there. If anyone wants to take a look at it. So what would you guys think about doing a little reading for Violet?
Sure.
I'd love that.
Okay, what kind of reading are we doing? Are we team hitting her?
Sure. If you want to get things started.
Oh, you put it in my court now.
Well, you can put it in my court. That's fine. I've done plenty of readings for her, so it might be nice to have someone different.
Why don't you start off?
Oh, me?
Yeah, and I'll get in.
Okay. All right. Okay, I have your aunt coming through, and I also have your dad way back in the background, because you know how interested he is in you. And how many times he's come through apologizing. So many times it's like, okay, go away.
Wow.
Yes.
But he's in the background. Actually, he's coming forward, and I'm going to tell you again, Violet, there's just so much love coming from this man, and that he has learned so much since he's been in the afterlife and in spirit form. And, he's holding an infant child. Do you know anyone that lost a pregnancy or lost a child, either in the family or friends?
My youngest sister had several miscarriages before she finally had a successful birth. Yeah.
Okay.
But this was like 30 years ago.
But that's okay. You know how time doesn't matter. So he's holding this infant. I think this pregnancy that she had with the miscarriage, there was more attachment and more emotion that was attached to that pregnancy and attached to that baby and that soul. So I see him with that baby, cradling that baby. And this may be something that you can pass along or not, or you can find out if she's open to receiving this message. And the clue is that this was more emotional for her. There was more attachment and there was more emotion through, and I'm not talking about the pregnancy that actually happened, where there was a birth. This was among the miscarriages that she had. There was just that one that meant more to her, and there was more of a connection to that soul, because that soul coming through was from a past life, and she lost that child in that past life too. And so he's just, what I'm getting is to, if you want to pass on the message, if that brings her any comfort. And of course, that happening so long ago that the infant that he's holding is symbolic, okay? Because that soul, as you know, has gone on, is now probably absolutely more aware of itself and might come through if that soul did come through, and I'm not feeling him or her. I think it was a male, because I'm getting male energy. It would come through as an adult, So the baby that he's holding is symbolic for that pregnancy. It's not that soul itself. Okay. I'm not sure if this is coming from the aunt or your dad, but you've come into money recently. That may be with the investment that you just made.
Okay. Yeah, forgot about
Okay.
that. Yes.
I know about that investment, but he's acknowledging that investment and he's saying that that's a good investment and to keep doing that.
Okay.
There's also something behind that. I think you're going to come up with or find an opportunity to invest in something else, but I'm not seeing what that is. But it's just an opportunity that you can either say yes or no to. But he's saying that what you're investing in right now is solid. And that's never going to go away. Has nothing to do with land. Might have something to do with stocks. I'm getting a more of a feeling with stocks. And there's something about you writing. So I don't know whether this is journaling or you need to write and publish something in spiritual magazines or whatever. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. We talked about you doing classes.
Yes.
Putting together classes. Okay, that's what this is about with the writing that I'm getting, is that it's time for you to make a plan.
Okay.
But he's saying it's time if you want to.
Okay.
Annalisa, getting anything?
None of this if you want to thing.
I'm sorry?
I'm getting none of this if you want to thing. You're going to do this. So I don't know if that's him chiming in again, but it's like, no. Now we're doing this. I get the weirdest thing is a person dressed up in a bunny suit. And like, that was the first image that popped into my head. And I don't know if that's something specific to that you would know about because it's so random, or if it just means by Easter, something is going to happen. Something is going to shift. You've got something that, and the people that are coming through are not people, like they're not human that I'm feeling, which is also very new for me. This feels like a group of guides, and it feels like they may be a new group of guides for you, or some people that you, I call them people, but entities that you have not yet worked with, that you will be working with, some growth that has happened with you that is transitioning to this new team that's going to work with you. I feel something around the solar plexus area, and I don't know if you're having any kind of issues with digestion, but it feels like there's something in that area that needs to be looked at. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's a problem. It just means that there's something opening up there. But the team is basically telling me, also similarly to what Susanna said, there's something, a direction that you were thinking about taking that now is a time to take. And they're all cheering for you. They're like, you're here, you're finally doing it. This is it. This is what you've been waiting for. Let's do it. Let's do it. And Easter, something around Easter has to do with the progression of this or the intro to this. Let's see. Take the time. It's your brain or your physicality is running really fast and doing things and getting everything done. Take the time to, you're very good with self-care, but it's saying go farther with the self-care. You have a tendency to, if somebody comes to you with a need, you put them first still. So still be aware of what you need first. Can't help the child next to you with the air mask unless you put the air mask on you first. You know, that old gem of a analogy. Yeah, I think that's all I'm getting right now. Did any of that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good.
It does. I still don't understand. I still haven't narrowed down what I want to do for classes. So that's something to work on. And
it's a new direction. They're like saying, pay attention to the new direction.
Yeah. I've also kind of got my eyes set on moving to Virginia Beach, Virginia, sometime this year.
Oh, everybody's moving away.
Someplace to visit. My cat and I are taking a trip up there probably next month to check out the area, see if that's actually what I want.
There you go, March.
Take the time.
Yeah.
I'm not really picking up too much. I did at first, before even Sue said anything, I did pick up your dad was there and how proud he is of you and how much love he has for you. I like him. I like who he is. I think when he was alive, there was a goodness in him that was masked by what he did and who he was on the outside. But I feel that he was a good person deep down underneath all of that. And he had a lot of struggles in his own childhood that he was not handling at all. So
very perceptive. Yes, you're right. He did. He had a lot of issues.
Yeah. So, but he's very proud of you and he loves you and I could feel his love for you and it's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think your aunt, because I'm not getting anything from your aunt, so I think she was bringing him through.
Oh.
Which I
He was
totally
afraid
understand.
to say anything because we keep chasing him away.
I know, I understand. Because I didn't want to say, okay, your dad's here again.
Yo, bait
And
and
that's okay. I
switch.
welcome him. I mean, after he passed, he was it was he was a very sad old man when he passed. But after he passed, and you kept reading for him, he's been gone. Gosh, I think 15 years now. I could see the progression of him maturing on the other side, and that really warmed my heart to see that he's getting it. I think there was a lot of fear. He never wanted to be alone, because I don't think he wanted to be alone with himself.
Mm.
Yeah, we've come to peaceful terms, but he can't stop it with every reading that Sue gives me. He's the first one in there saying, "I'm so sorry," and it's like, it's done, it's over with.
It was getting old.
I understood. Yeah.
But he was there. He's persistent.
Yes.
For good reason, I guess. And the baby and the message for your relative is that soul is fine. That soul is fine.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have anything
Well, thank you,
else?
ladies. That was
Great.
wonderful.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure, Violet.
It has.
Yeah, it was good to see
Had a
you.
lot of fun.
How much time do we have to have lunch? And to go see Dr. J?
Dr. J, by the way, I just looked Dr. J up.
Oh, did you?
I did. Wow.
Is there a picture of him?
Does it have a picture?
Yes, there is. How do I share? Let me share. Hold on. Let's get the sharing.
Do you remember the old Carrot Top of the 1980s?
Yes.
Remember him?
I do.
Imagine him all buffed out. That's what he reminds me of. 'Cause he's got red hair and freckles.
I
But
think you're
boy, is he
right.
buff.
Is
Yeah.
this the guy?
Oh my!
Yeah, that's him.
Oh.
Wowza!
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers.
There you go.
Just my honest opinion.
I'll have to text him and make sure it's okay to show his picture.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm sure he'll say yes.
Just blur it out. Just blur it
Yeah.
out.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's great. And if he sees it, it's like, great. These women are all thirsty here. Jesus.
oh, he gonna get some business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he is.
He shouldn't complain.
He really should. And he's just amazing.
He is. He's very talented.
That's
And
fantastic.
what I was getting when he was working on me was that it was in some past life. I don't remember what it was. I don't even know if it was ancient Egypt. I don't think it was. But he was a healer or a mystic / healer.
Mm-hmm.
And he would channel in that lifetime. He would channel another being who helped him in his healing practice. And in this lifetime, when he was working on me, I kind of felt like subconsciously or unconsciously, he was tapping into that energy. Not that he was aware of anyone helping him, but I think definitely he brought in some of that healing energy with him. He's truly amazing. He's really good.
That's fantastic.
Okay, well, I guess it's a wrap.
I guess so.
Okay.
This was lovely. Nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you as well.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Violet. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I had a ball. I really did.
Good. If this episode has resonated with you, we would love it if you would follow us on your favorite podcast platform, on Facebook, or on YouTube, or all three, so you don't miss what's unfolding next. And if you feel called, please share, rate, and leave a review. It really helps reach more souls who need these conversations. And if you prefer video, then you can find us on YouTube, of course. The podcast shows up first on YouTube, and then as soon as we get the video edited, we'll put the video up, which is a few days later. And so join us, and until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and keep shifting from the inside out. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.